From the Raw Boxing TV studios, your host, Ranger. Information may cause headaches to hates or bias casual fans.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
The host that gives you facts with very little feelings. From the city of the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali, the man who floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee.
I'm going to show you how great I am.
Louisville, Kentucky. It's showtime.
One, two, hello. All right, can you hear me now? How about now? Am I coming out now? All right, good. Okay, so let's start that all over again because obviously you guys did not hear what I was saying. So we're back after 2 years. Obviously, I want to thank those that will be seeing the live stream. I want to thank the ones that are here right now. Mr. G Funky in the building. What's going on, my brother? What's going on? A lot of people coming back. Cheeto boys, what's going on? Thank you for being here. Yeah. We got the audio taken care of. Hey, I'm a little rusted, people. You know how it is. Maldito Licor, what's going on, brother? Welcome. LT is in the building. What's going on? All right, man. It feels a little weird being back. It's something I promised I would never do, to be honest, because of my discontent with the sport. But like I was saying, and you guys weren't hearing me because my audio was off, my boys have grown. My two oldest now is 18 and 14, going on 15. They were taking an interest to the sport, and obviously, sometimes they would want to talk to me about the sport, and I found myself wanting to ignore the conversation just because I didn't want to even consider thinking about the sport, and it just wasn't right. My boys wanted to be a part of something, and obviously as a father that I need to be, I'm going to do it. Even though it's not what I want to do, I do have the knowledge of the sport. I have practiced the sport. I have taught the sport. I have analyzed the sport. And they are taking an interest to it, so I'm going to make a comeback, but with a twist. They are going to be a part of most of my live streams. They're going to be a part of all of our reaction watch parties. And during the week, I might drop a single video. I'm not going to want it to be to where YouTube controls my life, to where I feel the need to do a live stream today. I don't want YouTube to be a job. I want YouTube to be an experience. I want YouTube to be a getaway. I want YouTube to be just something extra to do with my boys, something fun to do with my boys. And so obviously that's going to be a little bit of a twist. It's not going to be like before. I do have to catch up on who's hot and who's not, because I'll be honest with you, I have not watched boxing in 2 years, with the exception of maybe one fight. I think I did saw the Ryan Garcia versus Tank, and that's about it. So I do have to catch up a bit, but honestly, I'm kind of glad, and at the same time, I'm kind of weirded out the fact that I'm back here, sitting in front of the camera talking about boxing, because I have other YouTube channels that I've worked on, that I've grown them. They're doing very good, but it's talking about the sport that I love the most, which is soccer. Even though it's not big in America, it's big in Europe, it's big in Central and South America. I got a big following over there. I'm not gonna abandon that channel. It's gonna be my main channel. But my boys, like I said, want to be a part of this. And so here we are. We're gonna do it. And today, in this live stream today, I just wanna simply come back, chop it up with some of you guys, and also talk about the big elephant in the room, the Jake Paul versus Ryan Garcia. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, and Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney. You can tell how rusty I am. And just something simple. You know, we don't want to go into too much details. I don't want to talk about past fights or anything like that. I just or future fights. Just want to share my opinion on these topics. I want to thank those that are here, obviously, and I really, really feel kind of weird, to be honest, being back. G Funky says the YTBC is dead, bro. Toxic as hell. I know, and that's one of the reasons I left. G, it's one of the main reasons I left, and but you know, I figured that my focus now is going to be a little different. That's why I started working with fighters in my area. It's a lot more productive than YouTube. I agree with you. I agree with you. I think the fights could be, I don't want to say better, but I guess the build up to the fights could be a little better. But the main thing is, I think what's killing the YTBC the most is the toxic, fanboyish behavior. And I think I've matured enough to well, actually, they never really bothered me as much. It was just like, I just asked myself, I came to the point where I asked myself, hey, why am I entertaining these people? Why am I talking to these people? But I figured that if I have my boys and I'm having a conversation with my boys, then I don't feel like I'm actually talking to these people. These people have their own little utopian worlds to go to. They have the boxing nations of the world. They got the whatever his name is, the Arab Kid YouTube channel. They have the Eagles channel. They got all them channels. So I'm just gonna try to stick to my lane. Try to have a conversation with my boys in most of these live streams, and that way I can keep my mind away from obviously the BS that comes along with this whole YTBC bullcrap. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. But I want to talk about this Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. You know, this potential clash, or actually not potential clash, is already a fact that it's going to take place. You know, it's Jake Paul. No matter how you want to look at it, whether you want to look at it as a boxer or not, first and foremost, he's a prominent YouTuber who has tried to make a career in boxing. Not only has he tried to make a career in boxing, but he's, in my opinion, been doing it the wrong way until now. He hadn't been fighting real good oppositions. The time he did fought a young professional boxers, he came up short. Then he fought another quote-unquote professional boxer that had been inactive for quite some time, stopped them in the first round. I don't know how much the cost was to get that boxer to give up his victory that he could have easily gotten that day against Paul. But first and foremost, the first thing I think about when I think about Jake Paul is he's a prominent YouTuber. He's a YouTuber. He's a YouTuber. I don't care about the fame. I don't care about him having all this following that supposedly buys all these pay-per-views. I've heard controversial or contradiction arguments that he really doesn't sell any pay-per-views. Anyway, conclusion, he's going to fight a legendary fighter in Mike Tyson, and I don't like this. I posted a video yesterday, and it's done great. It's done 1,500 views, which I'm surprised because my channel has been inactive for 2 years, so I appreciate all of those of you that were that watched the video, that hit the thumbs up, that commented. I appreciate every single one of you. But I don't like this fight because this fight, in my opinion, is being, first of all, Jake Paul has nothing to lose and everything to gain. Bruce, what's going on, brother? Welcome. Jake Paul has nothing to lose and everything to gain. Yeah. And I know. I've read some of the comments. Mike Tyson's gonna wipe the floor. Yada yada yada. I respect that. I think that it's logical to think that way. I guess the part I'm having a tough time with is Mike Tyson's age. Now, I don't know how strict they're going to be with the drug testing in this fight. I don't know. Because I know for a fact that in every single fight that Jake Paul has taken part, there's been dark rumors that drug testing isn't as strict as it should be. And honestly, we're talking about a 30-year difference here. We're talking about a Jake Paul that, although he hasn't fought stiff competitions, we can conclude that the kid does have decent power. He's got a decent jab because he's been working in that jab for 5 to 6 years. He's got a decent 1-2. He's got the height. He's got the age. He's got the strength. Let me repeat that. He's got the strength. I need to make sure y'all remember that. Youth does not lie. He's got the strength. But Mike Tyson's got the skills and possibly a little bit of pop. I'm just concerned that age is going to be too big of a factor. Like, I'm not even concerned of Tyson not knowing what to do in there because obviously that's second nature to Mike Tyson. But in boxing, just like in any other sport, when you get to a certain age, the brain might be telling you to do something and your body just can't respond to the orders of your brain because the body is already too broken down. I don't know if Mike Tyson is in TRT or HRT, however you guys want to call it, any type of hormone treatment. I don't know any of that. And if he is, well, then good, good. But in my opinion, Jake Paul has nothing to lose and everything to gain. If Mike Tyson destroys this kid, if Mike Tyson beats this kid, I guess you can say, hey, it's impressive that at his age of 60, he fought a young bull bigger than him and taught him a boxing lesson. That's it. I don't see how it adds anything to his boxing legacy. It really doesn't. This is a fight. This is a money grab fight. This is a fight for the YouTube fans. This is a fight for a specific audience that's being targeted. A lot of people want to think that this is a fight that's going down in the boxing history. No, it's not. It's not. I was listening to the PBD podcast the other day, and they were saying that Jake Paul is responsible for bringing a breath of life into boxing. No, he's not. He is absolutely not. That's part of the hype that's being sold in the podcast world, in the radio stations, in the TV commercials, to make you think that this is in fact a legitimate fight, that this is in fact a fight that's going to add to the boxing legacy, to the boxing history, that this is a fight that's going to make Mike Tyson add to his legacy. And it's not. In fact, we know for a fact that Jake Paul is not a big pay-per-view sales man. And I think Netflix is picking this fight up. I think Netflix is picking this fight up. I think it's going to be streamed in Netflix. Now, I'm not sure if Netflix is going to allow it to its members or if Netflix is going to charge their members extra to watch this fight. That's an interesting one. I don't know how it's going to be done. If y'all know, feel free to drop it in the comment. But it's definitely going to be somewhat of a general, a weird fight. It's going to be somewhat of a weird fight. And I'm concerned also because of the health of Mike Tyson. I'm concerned that this fight is being sanctioned as a full-on professional match. It's not going to be an exhibition match. I'm concerned about all of that. I truly am. Now, with that being said, if Mike Tyson can go in there and control his emotions, if Mike Tyson can go in there and try not to chase Paul around, simply cut the ring, step by step, cut the ring, corner him, activate that upper body movement that we know you can do, work the body, stay in the mid-range to an inside game, I think Mike Tyson is going to put Jake Paul in a world of trouble. Now, if Mike Tyson wants to stay on the outside range and allow Jake Paul to move and utilize the ring at will, it's going to be a long night for Mike Tyson. Not because Jake Paul is a great fighter and knows the boxing skills, but because Jake Paul has the potential and the youth to push and pull Mike Tyson into the later rounds. And we just don't know. We got to be real. I don't care how much Tyson is training. We just don't know what a 60-year-old man can do after the 4th, 5th, and 6th round. I don't know how many rounds this fight's going to be. If it's going to be 6, 8, or 10 rounds, I just don't know. I doubt that it's going to be a 12 round. It's not a title match. But those are the doubts that I have in my head is what's going to happen to Mike Tyson's stamina after 4, 5, 6 rounds of fighting a young man that's bigger than him, stronger than him. What's going to happen? Where is his stamina going to be at? But if Mike Tyson from the get-go can control distance, can control the real estate inside the ring, then and simply keep, control of his energy, his emotions, because we know Mike Tyson is an animal in there, I think that Jake Paul is going to be in for a surprise. It all depends where the dance partner, Mike Tyson, wants to take this fight. Not Jake Paul. The only one that has experience cutting ring here is Mike Tyson. The only one that has worked the body viciously and knows how to work the body viciously and work himself from foundation to the roof, pretty much, from the body to the head, is Mike Tyson. Jake Paul has a jab, 1-2 going on for him. That's what he's done to all of this unexperienced MMA fighters. When he shoots the left hook, which he shoots sometimes, it's really easy to counter. It's really easy to counter. But Mike Tyson doesn't really need to wait for that left hook. He needs to utilize the jab and the left hook by keeping the game mid-range and in the short range. Put your head in his chest, pin him against the ropes, pin him against the corners, and I think Mike Tyson, if he doesn't knock him out, and even if he doesn't win, he's going to give Jake Paul a run for his money. And I already know what's going to happen. If Jake Paul was, by some miracle, if he was to win this fight, if he was to knock Mike Tyson out, my goodness, watch out. Do not think that this is not going to go in the way that Jake Paul wants. And what is that way? I think this is the recipe for a future clash with Canelo Alvarez. I think this is the future. This is the future. This is where we're going to go. This is what's being prepared right now. This is the elephant that's not in the room, but it's in the woods. You can't see it yet because there's a lot of trees. But eventually, this is what's going to happen. If Mike Tyson loses to Jake Paul, if Jake Paul knocks Mike Tyson out, my goodness, get ready to hear the amplification of the hype that's going to be behind Jake Paul. Get ready to hear him talk as he talks. Get ready to hear his brother in his podcast sell him as this unstoppable machine, even though that he's still got business to take care of with the Furies. Get ready. It's going to happen. And you might say, well, Ranger, I don't think that's going to happen. You think that he's just going to be able to like jump David Morrell Jr. and Berlanga and all these people from the 168 to the 175 division. I truly do think that this is going to be possible. Now, would it be considered a legitimate boxing match, or would it be scheduled, let's say, 6-round exhibition? I think it could be done as an exhibition. I think it could be done as an exhibition. But I know that the big money is out there for a possible clash with Canelo and Jake Paul if Jake Paul defeats Mike Tyson, only because the hype will give people the idea that this fight is worth paying for. But not the true boxing fan. Not the boxing fan that knows what's going on, that knows boxing. Y'all ain't going to be stupid enough to fall for that idea. In fact, Canelo may not even fully train for that fight if it does happen. He just might maintain some shape. But I think if this was to happen, it's going to be an interesting turn of event in boxing. I hate to see where the sport is going with this YouTubers. I know a lot of people are like, hey man, just appreciate what's going on. I get it. It's hard for me. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm too much of an old head when it comes to boxing to like all of a sudden just sit here and be like, yeah, Jake Paul is a good boxer. I don't even consider Jake Paul a good boxer. I think he's a decent up and coming boxer. I don't even think he's top 30 in the world, but he's doing his thing, and we cannot hate on that. He's doing his due diligence to be known, and we can't hate on that. He's doing what it takes to get this name in the ring, and we cannot hate on that. He is doing what it takes. Now we just need to see him, little by little, fight real boxers. When you fight a boxer, and then you fight an MMA fighter, whatever you accomplished in the eyes of the boxing fan diminishes a bit when they see you fighting an old, washed out MMA fighter. That's just it. And if Jake Paul becomes a pay-per-view star in the next 2 or 3 years, then good. Do it with boxing, fighting boxers. But every time I have to see this kid fighting a washed MMA fighter, and then ranking this as a boxing match, and then hear this kid, his fans, and his brother talking about, oh, I think I can beat X such and such. It just takes me back to what made me go away from the sport to begin with. The false idea of a successful boxer. People have lost the notion of what a true successful boxer is. Boxing fans around the world, not in general, obvious, I have to generalize, but I mean, y'all know what I'm talking about. There's always a few in the group but boxing fans worldwide have lost the perception or the idea of what it is to acknowledge a real fighter. Boxing fans around the world have taken into this idea that if you have more followers in social media than the other fighter, then you are a better fighter than the other fighter. And somehow, now in the YTBC, we don't get boxing conversations anymore. We have whatever's trending. And I don't like that. Another thing that gets me sick to my stomach is, why is it that every time I have tried to watch any of my boys, whether it be G-Funky, D-Style, Punch Drunk, anybody that I still follow, I gotta read in their comments boxing fans talking about boxers' purse. I'm sorry, how much money do you make? What's the percentage you get out of this boxer's purses? You get absolutely nothing. So why don't you, as a boxing fan in a boxing YouTube channel that is its sole purpose and focus is to speak boxing, why don't you ignore anything money related and focus solely on boxing? Oh, I can't. I don't want that fight. What's he gonna bring? What's he gonna bring? 300,000? Oh man, I don't want that to fight. He gotta be 50-50. Man, shut up. Talk about you wanting to fight because this fighter can potentially add to this fight, and then you just want to be a witness to whatever history that fight can be responsible for. The minute we start doing that again, then we're going to see a resurrection to the YTBC. You see, I got to be real with you. There's certain boxers that I can't stand because they got more lip than they got gloves. I can't stand Haney and his father. And I understand what they're doing. Don't get me wrong. The father has noticed the ignorance in the YTBC. The father has noticed the ignorance in society. And the father said, you know what? I'm going to activate this mouth and I'm going to go out there and sell these words and sell this fake persona and sell this Muslim stuff and sell this and sell that because I'm going to make them hate you enough so they can go and buy the tickets. The Floyd Mayweather blueprint. That's all it is. That's all it is. Okay, great. They do it. It works. Does that make me mad? No. It makes me mad that people are willing to buy lies. It concerns me to see how easily society is manipulated when it comes to this stuff. But we need a resurrection in the YTBC, and you are only... How do I say this? You are the only one responsible for that, boxing fan. I don't want to hear you talk about no money because you ain't getting none. No, I ain't going to tell you don't follow this other weirdos, all these racist groups that are in the boxing channels and all this pro, supremacy, black supremacy like LDBC and all that stuff. No. If you want to follow them. But my thing is, do not inject the world of boxing in YouTube with the trash and the nonsense that is constantly being spat out in these channels. Why are these channels focused so much on money? Why are they such cheerleaders? Why can't they talk to you about boxing? Why can't they tell you, hey, I think this fight should happen, even though the money situation or the numbers, don't make sense? I mean, purely from a pugilist perspective, this fight should be a clash of titans. And therefore, that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. And that's what I want you all to talk to me about today in the comment section. And then elaborate on this fight. And then when you see one of your fans talking about, oh yeah, but remember, it's got to be a 50-50 or a 60-40 or 80-20. Tell him, don't bring that stuff here. We're talking boxing, not money. We're not money guys. We're not financial people. We're not recipients of a certain percentage of this fighter's purse. All we are is consumers of what goes on when the bell rings. And guess what? That ain't money. That ain't money. So, going back before I went on that little rant, y'all know me, whoever's been following me for years. My only concern is Mike Tyson losing to this kid due to age. And congratulations to Paul because he's got nothing to lose and everything to gain. And we will be elaborating on this fight as the time approaches. We'll be elaborating a little more. I want to do a live stream next Thursday. Next Thursday night, I want to do a live stream. I will share the link in the channel, in the chat, so people can come in and chop it up with me. My kids will be a part of that live stream where we're going to talk about this fight a little more. Like I said, that's the twist in this channel. On this comeback is my kids will be a part of this because they are the reason I came back. They are the ones that forced me back. And so with that being said, let me start talking to you a little bit about Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. I want to focus first on Ryan Garcia, who is a fighter that, in my opinion, is battling a lot of things. No, I'm not here to tell you he's crazy. That's very disrespectful to me to say that this fighter is crazy when I don't even know him personally. I'm not going to tell you that he's got mental issues just because I heard some member of the press say it, or just because I heard some members of the LDBC queens say it, because obviously that's what they want you to believe. And he does. He might. I don't know. I just don't know. Based on what I'm seeing on social media when it comes to Ryan Garcia, And when I say social media, I want to focus on his social media, not nobody else. I think Ryan Garcia is not focusing on Devin Haney as much as Devin Haney is focusing on Ryan Garcia. And that's concerning. I think the focus is different. I think Ryan Garcia, if the claims, and I don't doubt it, I don't doubt it, if the claims that he was tied up and he's seen what he's seen, I don't want to even mention it again. If all of that is true, you can't help it but to think that there is something going on in here that he's struggling with. And you might say, well, Ranger, he can use that as fuel. Yeah, you can use that as fuel to train thinking about that. But you should train thinking about your opponent. Ryan Garcia is not fighting for the kids as much as he wants to say it. The fight for the kids happened after he wins and his hand is raised. And then all the world now is focused on him. Now you can bring the kids up. But before that, you have to first defeat your opponent. And that's where my concern is. Devin Haney, I think, is solely focused on Ryan Garcia. Because Devin Haney doesn't have to focus in nothing. He's got his big old lip father to fight for him. He's got a lot of lip on him. He knows how to talk. He knows how to get you activated. Knows how to talk. They have formed a team. And all of you are victims to this person. All of you. All of you. I mean, this fight, this fool, Bill Haney, he has picked fights with Bernard Hopkins. He's picked fight with Ryan Garcia's father. He's picked fight with Lopez's father. He's picked fights with just about everybody, only to not yield any results. The fake thug persona sells, but it's not a real persona when the cameras aren't on. And that's what you need to realize. So what does that do? That allows Devin Haney to solely focus in his opponent. He ain't got to worry about no selling this fight. He ain't got to worry about none of that. He's focused. He's focused in his opponent. And, you know, whether you like it or not, this kid is undefeated. Yes, I'm one of the people that think that he did not beat Lomachenko. Heck, I'll tell you this one. Not just me. Devin knows he didn't beat Lomachenko. Bill Haney knows he didn't beat Lomachenko because you could hear it in the corner in the later rounds. But the judges gave it to him. Congratulations. We've seen it in boxing plenty of times. The fight goes in the way it shouldn't. It goes to the hands of the judges and then voila, surprise. Money decisions. But we're not going to sit here and say that Devin Haney is not a very, very good boxer. We're not going to sit here and pretend like Devin Haney has not focused on sharpening all of his boxing tools, because that would be a lie. Yeah, he lacks a lot of power. Maybe it's because he doesn't have power. Maybe it's because of the way he fights. He's more focused on popping you and retracting and moving out the way, and that takes away from the power sometimes. But overall, he's focused on sharpening his technique. I look at Ryan Garcia on the other hand, and I don't care if he's got a new trainer, I still see that head hanging up high. I still see him just left hook, left hook, left hook. When I see him working the back, he's more focused on jumping around and moving around, and then he goes right back to the hook. I don't see Ryan Garcia popping the 1-2 in the bag, bobbing, weaving. I don't see him putting combinations together. And if I was Devin, I would focus on simply utilizing or neutralizing Ryan Garcia's left. You can beat Ryan Garcia with a 1-2. Easy, all night. 1-2, all night. Go to the body. With a 2 on top, all night, because Ryan Garcia is looking to land one good left hook. I need these fighters to realize you cannot be successful in the elite levels of boxing by being a one-punch fighter. Oh, my virtue is my left hook. Great. Then if that is your virtue, you know that that's the last thing you should work for in the ring, in the gym. Educate your jab. Educate your right hand. Work on your uppercuts. Work on dominating real estate, and then finish your training with a little bit of left hooks. Because if that's your best punch, if that's what's naturally dominant in your brain, guess what? It's not gonna go away just because you cut the training from 45 minutes worth of left hooks down to 15 minutes worth of left hooks. Because you're gonna polish it a little bit every single day. It's never gonna go away. But I think that the focus is different in this fight. We got Ryan Garcia focused on this horrible experience he went through. We got Ryan Garcia focused on everything else, and then Devin Haney, when it should be the other way around. And then we have Haney focused on nothing but Ryan Garcia. That's problematic to me. That's problematic to me. Period. So we'll see what happens. I'm not going to give out who I think is going to win. Obviously, we'll see what happens in the next few days. I think this Saturday I think tomorrow is Usyk versus Fury, isn't it? Something like that. I don't know that I'm going to watch that fight, to be honest with you. Don't know yet. If I do, I'll do a live watch or whatever with the kids. But we'll see what happens in that fight. If Fury trains, Fury wins. It's the way I look at it. When Fury trains, Fury wins and looks good doing it. When Fury doesn't train, so far he has won, but looks bad doing it. So we'll see what happens. Let's go to the comment section real quick. Let's go to the comment section with my peoples here. Bruce, Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. What's going on, my brother? Welcome. Jasser Matos, my kiddo. What's up, homie? Who else can Mike Tyson fight? Man, Mike Tyson shouldn't be fighting, Bruce. That's the thing. Mike Tyson don't need the money. Yeah. Y'all think Mike Tyson is broke. I've heard that from a few people. Oh, man, he needs the money. He wastes money. Man, you're still thinking of that old Mike Tyson, that young Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson don't need the money. Mike Tyson got money. The Mike Tyson Ranch produces about $8 million a year is what I hear. If you can't live on $8 million a year, you ain't going to live on $100 million a year. It don't matter how much money they give you, you ain't going to be living on it. You're always going to be struggling for money. If you can't live on $8 million a year, ain't nothing going to satisfy you. Period. Ever. You're never going to be satisfied. So who should he fight next? I think nobody. If he wins this fight with Paul, just go on and focus on your grandkids. Focus on your podcast, which is a very successful one. Get a movie part here and there. Get involved in one way or another in boxing. I don't know. Fight. No, don't fight. I don't think you should fight, Mikey. I just don't think so. I'm curious to know what's going to happen when he gets really serious and they're both in the ring and Jake Paul looks across the ring and sees Mike Tyson. I'm curious to know what Mike Tyson is going to be thinking. I'm curious to know what his looks is going to be, what his stare down is going to be. He used to chew and spit and then step all over his opponent's hearts before the fight even began. But he had that demon in him. He had that killer Mike in him. Is the killer Mike still around? And if it's not, is it going to wake up and reappear and resurrect when he gets it really good from this kid? And he hears the crowd go, ah, is that lion going to pop up and say, okay, kid, let me teach you a few things? I just don't know, but I'm curious to know. I really am. So who should Tyson fight next? Man, I don't think he should fight at all. Bruce continues saying here, what if Mike's sciatica starts acting up? on him. 60 years old, bro. I don't know, man. I couldn't believe this fight was for real. When I heard the rumors and then my kids was telling me about it, I was like, what a joke. What a joke. I was so mad. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I was so mad, but it's happening. D-Funky here says, I've reached out to the Texas Commission for an interview about this fight. Hopefully, they come on the channel. I hope so, bro. That would be a hell of a live stream. I'll be there watching for sure. LT, it might be a staged fight. Okay, staged. But see, I got a problem even with that thought, though, LT. Because if you stage it in what way? For Paul to win? But then how is somebody like Mike Tyson going to allow this nobody in the world of boxing to come in and just beat him? Even if it's by split decision. Why would he do that? Why would he tarnish his legacy? And people, it's not going to tarnish anything. Listen. The only thing is going to be on people's minds after or if Paul wins this fight is that Paul beat Mike Tyson. They're never going to focus on the fact that, yeah, this was an old Mike Tyson. No. That's just us, real boxing fans. The average casual fan out there, dude, did you see how Paul beat the legendary Mike Tyson? Oh, man, this kid is a bad boy, man. That's it. That's the target, is the casuals. They ain't worried about the real boxing fan. They know the real boxing fans looking at this, and they just can't believe it. They just can't believe it. And then I can't imagine Paul staging it for him to lose because Paul wants recognition in the world of boxing. So I don't know. LT. LT says 8 rounds or 6, maybe 8. Maybe 8. Might be too much for Mike Tyson at this age, says my son. Probably. Eric Jeffrey says, crazy to think it's actually happening. I know it. It's crazy. I still can't believe it. And when it was first announced, I thought it was going to be an exhibition, maybe headgears. And then they were like, nope, it ain't no headgear. This is actually happening. No headgear, full-on professional match. Yeah. I'm with you. I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe it. What up? Nah, I ain't gonna say your name. Dímelo, mi gente. What's up, brother? What's up, fam? LT, jab the like button. Carnales, yes sir. Hit the like button. LT is gonna be a minute for people, for the algorithm to start sending my stuff out. I've been inactive for 2 years, so I know. I appreciate it, man. I know people is gonna be, they not gonna know that I'm back or nothing like that. A lot of them won't be, but yeah. Joseph Torres, ¿cómo estás? What's up, brother? Welcome back, brother. Welcome. Thank you for being here, man. Thank you for being here. LT, exactly, the resurrection. Yeah, we need a resurrection in the YTBC for sure. Next Thursday, we're going to talk about this Canelo Alvarez not wanting to fight. Not wanting to fight Benavidez, fighting Munguia and all that stuff, because obviously, Canelo Alvarez is one of those topics that no side is ever going to win. It's just it. So we got to take it with a grain of salt, but I do want to touch on that subject. It's a little interesting. The Don, salute my Dons. What's up, brother? Welcome. If the fight goes to distance, I got Haney, but I think Ryan can still stop Haney. Can he stop Haney? Maybe. It's boxing. Anything can happen. Anything can happen in boxing. He got to land first. He got to take advantage of Haney's defensive holes. And yes, he's got defensive holes. Oh, Ranger, how can you say that? Don't you see his Philly shell? Don't you see how slippery he is? No, I see how slippery he is in certain situations and at a certain distance. But I also see how he leaves a few windows open in his house. You can lock the door all you want to, but if you leave 2 out of your 300 windows open, that's enough for the thief to come in and rob you. And there's at least a few windows open. Now, that's my focus. That's my worry. I mean, what is Ryan Garcia's coach focusing on? Is Ryan just doing the same old thing in Instagram to throw people off? Is he actually putting together a complete boxing package? Because I know these two have already fought in the amateurs about 6 times and they're 3-3 apiece. But it's different. The amateurs, you don't call the shots. In the amateurs, you do what your coach says. My concern is that when you become a pro and you are an elite pro or a high-ranking pro, you know, a lot of these fighters want to do what they want to do. They don't really listen to the coaches no more. And then they expect the coaches to go and show up the day of the fight and, you know, hey, you should be able to tell me how to beat this guy. Yeah, well, too late. That's what I was trying to do for 2 months during training camp. And you didn't listen because you were Mr. Star, the hot shot. I'm not saying this is Ryan's situation, but it could be a possibility. So I'm a little concerned. That's all. I'm a little concerned. LT says, Ryan needs to spend more time in the gym, less on social media. I can't agree more. That's 100%. 100%. I think social media is just not the way to go for Ryan. He should delete it from his phone. If he wants, his girl can have it in her phone. And hey, if you see me training, take a little video here and there. You can post it or whatever. I just don't want to have an interaction with Twitter, any interaction with Instagram, nothing. So we'll see what happens on that. G-Funk here says, Tyson too old to be fighting. You're right on that. Yeah, man. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think I don't know, man. I don't know, to be honest with you. Let me fix this up. You see, I'm telling y'all, I ain't been here in a minute, so this is a new program too, so I have to let's see here. Let me see. Oh my goodness. Anyway, now let me go back to my main screen. I ain't gonna share no screen. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna cut this one short today. This is just a comeback live stream, sort of to kind of explain why I'm coming back. If you didn't hear it from the beginning, I invite you to do so. The first 20 seconds, you're gonna hear me talking and nothing. My audio was turned off and I didn't know. But then it does appear, obviously. So we're going to cut it short. I appreciate those that showed up. If you don't mind, hitting the like button, grabbing the live stream link, sharing it in your social media, maybe help spread the word that we're back in action. And you're going to see just a different dynamic in the channel. Like I said, my 2 oldest are going to be involved in most of the live streams. And we'll see what happens. Mr. Dimitar Todorovsky, what's going on, my brother? You came at the end of the live stream, but you're here, brother. You're here. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. El Borracho de la White TBC Punch Drunk Boxing in the building. What's going on, brother? Dímelo. What's up, man? What's up? Thank you for stopping by, man. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. We getting ready to chop it up in this short live stream. Like I said, it's just a comeback. And next week I'll be out of town until Thursday morning. So that's why my next live stream is going to be Thursday night. I will drop maybe a video or so, in the meantime, just to keep the algorithm, I guess, active or whatever the case might be. Nice to see you back, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you. It's nice being back, although I tell you, I feel a little weird. But it's nice being back. El Señor Andres Rodriguez, what's up, brother? Good afternoon, Ranger. Comeback of the year. Not that much, man. I ain't that big in the white CBC, man. I ain't that big. But we back. I appreciate your support, though, man. You were the first comment yesterday on my video. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. But yeah, man, if y'all missed the live stream, we out of here. If you missed the live stream, go back to the beginning. And we'll be seeing you, man. We'll be seeing you. See, hope you and the family are all good. We're doing great, man. All praise be to God, man. Oh, we're doing excellent. We are doing excellent. We're doing excellent. So, yeah, man. If you want to get caught up, man, y'all need to go back to the beginning of the live stream. But yeah, man, we're going to call it quits for today. Raw Boxing TV, thank you for the support. We're back and we're out.